Hey everybody, it's Jenny McGarvey and I'm back with you again to share how I planned this week, which is April 3rd through 9th in my classic size Happy Planner. As you can see, this is the just a regular spring week, and that's a look at last week. Sorry, I was a little bit confuddled there. And I have done a whole bunch of pre-planning, and you can see the stickers that I'm going to use this week from the Planning Butler. I had purchased a whole bunch of sets from her. They are smaller, just little one-sheet sets, and I'm super excited to try using that set and matching it with items from my stash. So there's a few decorative items, but mostly it's fairly functional. Actually, you know what? That's not entirely true. Let's say it's mostly functional, but with some decorative elements as well. So I'm putting down my to-do list in the center box, and then I've added a little asterisk at the top because I'm going to use that as a bullet point for an activity that I have. And then I'm using one of those half boxes down at the bottom for another activity. I'm still leaving room at the bottom for all of my meal planning. That hasn't changed, but I am going to move on to Tuesday now and remove those sticky notes as well. As you can see, I use a variety of sticky notes, different sizes, different types. It doesn't really make a huge difference to me to the ones that I use. It's really just a matter of what I have available and what works. Now this is another sticker sheet that I purchased from the Planning Butler when I purchased these different little, I guess you'd call them kits, but they're really just sheets. This one is just super adorable. It's got a couple of lines and it also has that bow on the top, and I really liked that, how it really just ties all the things together, and it's going to be super versatile for a bunch of the kits that I bought, and I just think they're adorable. Now I'm adding this plain sticker right below it for another activity because the bow was really definitely very decorative, I guess, in terms of a functional box. I wanted to make sure to just leave something that was super simple paired with it because I don't feel like I want to go over the top or anything like that. So now for Wednesday morning, I'm putting a decorative box up there, and I will also layer on top of it a different sticker in just a minute. However, I'm going back to the Tuesday morning section. It is my son's 14th birthday, so I am adding one of those really cute scripty words, excuse me, with that birthday cake just to notate that it is Sawyer's birthday. Now I wanted to make sure to have that stand out. Obviously, does it really need its entire box? No way, of course not. But it's a pretty big deal, right? So anyway, I thought that I would just have that right there. And I like it paired with the decorative box right next to it. It gives it some really just a lot of emphasis right there in that little section of my page. Now I'm going to be pulling off the rest of my sticky notes so that I can get my plans down, and I'm going to be putting my activities down in the bottom box because they are evening activities. And again, I'm really just kind of changing it up, going with what feels right, and then seeing, I'll reevaluate a little bit later in a few weeks or whatever to determine if that's good for me or not. Now I'm using a little checklist stamp from Scraptastic Club to write down my to-dos for Wednesday, and I'm using that blue VersaFine ink. And as you can see in that box right there, there's all my planner inks. I like to keep it simple. I have a variety, moreover a rainbow of planner inks, and then I also use my larger black one as well. However, this is plenty for me. I don't need 36 or 48 inks. 12 to 15 really does the job, and I get a wide variety and ones that I would normally reach for. So I feel like if I had too many more, I wouldn't really be reaching for them anyway. Now I've paired a couple of different little stickers together down at the bottom so that I can write my activities, and I'm also adding that cute little baseball icon sticker from Libby's Littles just so that I can have a little bit more fun, because obviously it's not entirely necessary, though I'm not going to lie, it definitely draws your eye right to it and it helps it stand out and make it something that I notice for sure. So now there's where I'm adding that little pencil sticker on top, also from Libby and Company, and then I'm using my permanent marker, which is a Pilot permanent marker, but it has the same tip as a Sharpie Ultrafine, so you don't have to run out and buy something different. You can just pick these up at Walmart or wherever you shop. So now, as you can see, the most of the first page is completely finished, and I really like the way that it came together. And this color scheme is not one I would ordinarily choose. I'm not going to lie, I wouldn't put these colors together, but look how pretty it is, and they really go well together. And I think that once I tie the decorative floral from the next page together, you're going to really see how pretty it all looks together. Now I'm going to go ahead and tear out the second part of the page and get to work on Thursday. And again, you can see that this page is different than the other page. So this is a little bit of franken-planning. I took out a page for next week from my Hello 2017 seasonal kit, or seasonal happy planner, I'm sorry, and I'm using it. So then now this week I have one page that is from that. And I actually really think that's so fun and cool and kind of eclectic. I know for a lot of people it would be too not the same, not matching enough for them, but I love eclectic. So I think that it's really fun to have one page that's black and white and very neutral, and then to have this page that is fun and funky and colorful and really springish. And quite frankly, it goes with the colors that I'm using this week anyway, so it's really not that big of a deal. As you can see, I pulled out some 4x6 stamp sets from Sweet Stamp Shop to add a little bit of stamping to the second half of the week. I love to add the stamping in with the stickers. I don't know that I prefer using all stamps or using all stickers, but I love the mix of them together. Stamping is a great way to have a variety of different looks for a really reasonable low price. And I know you're thinking, but wait a minute, that stamp set costs $15. You're totally right. But you could use it 100,000 times if you wanted to. So really, if you're looking at cost per use, it's super low. I am using for this next stamp a Prima chalk ink, which is why I was sharing that right there with you. It is yellow. I had lost my Versacolor yellow ink. Actually, I didn't really lose it, but that's a whole different story and not really worth telling. And anyway, so I'm just using that one to create my checklist in the morning. Fridays are a really light day for me typically, and so putting that to-do list in the Friday morning section is always a little bit of fun for me. It really changes it up. And if you know anything about my planning, I love to change it up. I like to mix it up. I think it keeps it fresh and it keeps my creativity always changing versus feeling kind of stagnant, which I definitely have a problem with, and I don't know if any of you do as well. And there's that decorative sticker that I was talking about in the Friday afternoon spot. It's so pretty. I love it, and I really just feel like it pulls all the colors of the week together. Now I need to get working on Saturday, and Saturday is going to be another crazy busy day for me, so I am going to start at the top just with this fun little reminder stamp from Sweet Stamp Shop. It's definitely probably one of my very favorite stamps, and I just love it because it's cute, but it also helps me really identify things that need to be remembered, and that's always very important because my planner is definitely my brain. Like, I don't bother to remember a lot of these things if it's not really entirely necessary, because I have my planner I can refer to. Now, as you can see, I used another box from the Sweet Stamp Shop. This is from the More Tabs stamp set. I just really love it. That little flag adds a little bit of flair. And then next to it, I'm also adding one of those bow boxes from the Planning Butler. And I think that's just such a fun way to mix up the whole week, right? And then just have all these different designs and all these different stickers. And I'm a big fan, and I love how it really just keeps my eye bouncing from activity to activity on Saturday, when normally I think it could be kind of stagnant and maybe I wouldn't move from one to the next. So it's super important to me to have that. Now I'm adding one more box down to the bottom, and I'm using that magenta Versacolor ink pad, and I'm just getting that last activity noted down there. Sometimes it's hard to decide which thing to use because I have so many things available that are awesome and I love and I definitely want to use, but having that last stamp right there was really the right way to go. Now I'm going to put both pages back together after I add this super fun weekend banner. I love that it circles, and I love that I added it to the bottom. I mean, why not, right? Let's change it up. Let's give it something a little bit unexpected. Now I'm going to select a couple of washi tapes from my stash as well so that I can just add a little bit more fun to it. Obviously the page is already really decorative, but why not, right? Okay, so now I've selected these pink flamingos, and this is from Doodlebug Designs, and I know you're thinking flamingos in April, really? But you know what? I love flamingos and it matches this week and I don't even care. And then this other one is this weather one, and I love this deep blue, and I don't get to use this washi very often because it doesn't often match the color palette. However, this week it totally does. So now I'm going to pull up the weekend banner that I had already painstakingly put down, but I just want to add a little bit of washi down there and then pair it with that weekend banner. So it'll be fine because it'll all work right there together. So I'll just put that little weekend banner right down there, and that part is completely finished. Now the last thing that I'm going to do is add my meal planning stickers right down there to the bottom, and then my week will be complete. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching my video. I really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up. I would really love it. And if you have any questions, leave them in the box below, and I will do my very best to get back to you. Thank you so much, and make it a great day.